Good morning students, this is Latif sir. Today in this video I am going to discuss about abnormal molecular masses and abnormal colligative properties. In the previous video while discussing about colligative properties I have told that the nature of the solute must be non-volatile, non-electrolyte, non-associative or non-dissociative in nature. But if the nature of the solute is associative or dissociative in nature, then the observed colligative properties, the values of observed colligative properties deviate from their normal or theoretical calculated values. Okay, this is due to association or dissociation of solid molecule in the solution. That is uh, abnormal molecular masses or abnormal colligative properties are found only when the solute is dissociative or associative in nature. Okay, for example, when KCl is dissolved in water, suppose 1 mole KCl is added in water in water, then in the solution you will get 1 mole K plus and 1 mole Cl minus. We are adding total 1 mole KCl, but in the solution if you calculate total number of particles it will be 1 mole K plus and 1 mole Cl minus, that is 2 mole total particles. Total particles are present in the solution will be 2 moles. 2 moles particle. This is due to dissociation of KCl, and as the number of particles is increasing in the solution due to dissociation, then the values of different colligative properties will also increase. This is because we know that the colligative properties of a solution only depends on the number of solid particles in the solution. If number of solid particle is high, then the values of colligative properties will also be high. Okay, so if we dissolve 1 mole KCl, that is 74.5 gram KCl, then we will get total 2 moles of particles. So if this happens, there would be 2 moles of particles in the solution, and now if we did not know about the degree of dissociation, we could be lead to conclude that the mass of 2 mole particles is 74.5 gram, and the mass of 1 mole of KCl particles would be 37.25 gram, but the actual mass of 1 mole of KCl is 74.5. Okay, that means the observed molecular mass in the solution of KCl, molecular mass of 1 mole KCl in the solution become 37.25 gram, but the actual value is 74.5 gram. That is, this is abnormal molecular mass. Okay, so this is due to dissociation. When there is a dissociation of solute into ions, the experimentally determined molar mass or observed molar mass of the solute is always lower than the true value. Okay, and this is abnormal molecular mass, and this type of abnormal molecular masses are found only when the nature of solute is dissociative or associative in nature. Now see, in case of acetic acid in benzene, acetic acid dimerize two acetic acid molecules, dimerize in water to form a dimer. That means when two molecules combine to form a single molecule, so number of particles in the solution decreases due to dimerization of acetic acid in benzene. Therefore, colligative properties, values of different colligative properties of the acetic solution of acetic acid in benzene also decrease. Okay, so the molecular mass, the observed molecular mass of the solution of acetic acid, the observed molecular mass of acetic acid in benzene solution will be double of its actual molecular mass. This is due to association of acetic acid in benzene, and the due to association the number of particles in the solution will be decreased to half, because two acetic acid molecule combine to form a single dimer. Okay, so the molecular mass calculated on the basis of defined colligative property will be therefore will be twice of the expected or true values. Okay, so such a molar mass that is either lower than or higher than expected or normal values is known as abnormal molar mass. Such a molar mass that is either lower or higher than the expected or normal value is known as abnormal molar mass. And abnormal molar mass of solute is found only when solute is associative or dissociative in nature. Okay, and such type of solution having associative or dissociative solute, such type of solution, they show abnormal colligative properties. That is, their values of defined colligative properties of this solution in which dissociative or associative solute is present. Their colligative properties will be different from the theoretical calculated values. Okay, and in 1880, Van 't Hoff introduced a factor which is known as Van 't Hoff factor and represented by I. Okay, in 1880, Van 't Hoff introduced a factor I known as Van 't Hoff factor to account for the extent of dissociation or association. To uh, to account for the extent of association or dissociation of solute particles in the solution, Van 't Hoff factor is introduced, and Van 't Hoff factor is defined as I is equal to normal value of molar mass divided by abnormal molar mass. Normal value of molar mass divided by abnormal molar mass, or I is equal to Van 't Hoff factor is equal to observed colligative properties divided by calculated colligative properties. Or you can also define Van 't Hoff factor as I is equal to association, total number of molecules or particles, total number of moles of particles after association or dissociation divided by total number of moles of particles before association or dissociation. Okay, so here abnormal molar mass is experimentally determined molar mass, and calculated colligative properties are obtained by assuming that the non-volatile solute is neither associated or dissociated. And in case of association, the value of Van 't Hoff factor I is always less than 1. In case of association of solute, the value of I Van 't Hoff factor is less than 1, and in case of dissociation, the value of Van 't Hoff factor is always greater than 1. Okay, so for example, Van 't Hoff factor I for aqueous KCl solution is close to 2, while Van 't Hoff factor of acetic acid is in benzene is nearly 0.5. This is because KCl dissociate into ions, into two ions. One KCl dissociate into one K plus and one Cl minus. That is, 1 mole KCl dissociate into 2 moles particles. That's why the values of I for KCl in aqueous solution is almost 2, while value of acetic acid in benzene is nearly 0.5, because in benzene acetic acid dimerize, two molecule dimerize to form one single dimer. Okay, now in conclusion, inclusion of Van 't Hoff factor modifies the equations for colligative properties as follows. For solute like non for solute, the solution of non-volatile solution of non-electrolytic, non-associative and non-dissociative solute, we know that the Van 't Hoff defined type of colligative properties, formula of defined type of colligative properties like relative lowering of vapor pressure, that is Pa naught minus Pa by Pa naught is equal to xb, proportion is equal to mole fraction of solute, and delta Tb is equal to Kb into m, delta Tf is equal to Kf into m. We know that these are for solution having non-associative, non-dissociative solute. But the solution having associative and dissociative solute, for this type of solution the formulas of calculation of different colligative properties are relative lowering of vapor pressure, Pa naught minus Pa divided by Pa naught is equal to I into Xb. Naught is equal to Xb, you have to write I into Xb. Elevation of boiling point, the formula become delta Tb is equal to I into Kb into M. Okay, you have to multiply the Van't of Kb into M by Van't Hoff factor. Okay, and for depression of freezing point, delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into M. For osmotic pressure, pi is equal to I into CRT. Okay, and these formulas are used to calculate the colligative properties, different type of colligative properties of a dilute solution having associative and dissociative solute. Okay, but for non-associative, non-dissociative solute, the formulas are uh, Pa naught minus Pa by Pa naught is equal to Xp, or delta Tb is equal to Kb into M, delta Tf is equal to Kf into M, pi is equal to CRT. Okay, now you have to how to calculate the Van't Hoff factor, or what is the relation between degree of dissociation alpha of a solute, dissociative solute, and Van't Hoff factor I. Okay, suppose 1 mole of a solute, 1 mole of a solute dissociated into n particles or n molecules in solution, and if alpha is the degree of dissociation of the solute, if alpha is the degree of dissociation of the solute, you can write like this: m over a to np, p is product, a is reactant. Okay, a is the starting substance which dissociate into n number of particles. 1 mole a dissociate into n mole p, and initial concentration of, suppose initial concentration of A is 1 mole, and initially number of particles is 0. Okay, and at equilibrium you will found that if the you know that degree of dissociation is alpha, so n alpha fraction of the initially taken substance will be dissociated into ions, so total number of ions in the solution at equilibrium will be n alpha, total number of P in the solution n alpha, and total number of A in the solution, total mole of A in the solution will be 1 minus alpha. So total number of moles at equilibrium will be 1 minus alpha plus n alpha. This is the total number of moles of solute in the solution at equilibrium. Now Van't Hoff factor is total number of mole of solute particles at equilibrium divided by uh, total number of substance, total moles of substance present in the solution before dissociation, that is 1. So I is equal to alpha is equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1. After rearrangement you will get this relation: alpha, that is degree of dissociation, is equal to I Van't Hoff factor minus 1 divided by n minus 1, where one particle dissociates into n particles. Okay, now see relation between degree of association and Van't Hoff factor. If here degree of association, if degree of association is alpha, here degree of association is taken as alpha. Suppose n mole of molecules of a substance associated to form n mole A associated to form an, that is polymerize. Initial mole number of A is 1 mole and mole number of An is 0 mole, and at equilibrium mole number of A is 1 minus alpha, where alpha is the degree of association, and at equilibrium mole number of An is alpha by n. So total number of moles of solute at equilibrium will be equal to 1 minus alpha plus n by alpha by n. Okay, and now what is the Van't Hoff factor? Van't Hoff factor is equal to total number of moles of solute at equilibrium divided by total number of moles of solute present in the solution before association, that is 1. Okay, so after rearrangement we get alpha, that is degree of association, is equal to I minus 1 divided by 1 by n minus 1. Okay, here alpha is taken as degree of association, I is the Van 't Hoff factor, n is the number of molecule associated. Okay, so these two relation you have to remember, relation between alpha and degree of association and Van 't Hoff factor, and relation between degree of dissociation and Van 't Hoff factor. Okay, thank you students, this chapter is completed.